Kia ora! Gotta love those. Just pretty shit entrances really, but I could do it way better. I'm waiting to get just a few ramps and some flames and all of that stuff, so maybe in week 11 or something. Yeah, this is hello to the Emeny and Woods family and anyone that is a part of that, from every sort of size and age and all of that sort of stuff. So or whatever country you're living in. Yeah, kia ora to you, and how very distant cousins you are. Yes, so thought I'd send you update number 2. I think it is. So yeah, beautiful day. I just do it usually in blue sky, so I could do it any day, right? So a bit chilly this morning. It's 10:30. Just finished my physio, and I have this person sitting in at the same time because she's doing a bit of research, and yeah, I opted to say yes for that. So yeah, you try and help out as much as possible. Where they could usually use our sort of the models that they use on patients to help with stroke victims and things. So yeah, so I say yes to everything these days. Used to be a bit of a no man sometimes. Well, I actually used to say yes to people, but no to myself really. But now I say yes to myself all the time. So yeah, so it's yeah, so this is the start of week 6 in rehab, and week 7. This is week 7. At the end of this will be 7 weeks since my injury. Yeah, everything's going relatively well. Obviously you have your up and down days. I've probably had more of those than I have recently, but than I have in the last few weeks, but that's just to do with the people that are around, the energy levels, my own sort of determination and saying actually no, that doesn't work to some nurses and things like that. And once you do that, your things go better, but sometimes you don't always feel that great in yourself, because coming from mental health, you're sort of used to blaming yourself and actually being really quiet and not standing up for yourself. So I do the complete opposite to that, but sometimes you still feel that feeling that you're to blame, or something's gone wrong, So just those little things that you easily can, after a while get rid of, and obviously the love for yourself and belief in yourself just tends to outweigh all of that. So yeah, it's as long as it doesn't become a big issue with me. Oh, Mum's saying good morning, I think, or Dad. I'll swipe you out of here. Bye. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing really well wherever you are, and if things are troubled a little bit or you're not doing so well, I hope find some sort of strength or something to make your life feel a little bit better. Because it's all about quality of life, right? And getting the best out of it, and that might mean, like, especially for my nucleus, sort of family nucleus, that we all sort of get together more, and share more things together. And it's been nice catching up with uncles and aunties, and yeah, and obviously I think I'm catching up with Rochelle today, so that'll be really cool. She's going to pop in a little bit later, so that'll be choice. Yeah, I haven't seen her for donkey's years, so and donkeys live a long time, right? So, and I'm pretty old, well, old enough to feel young still, but I think we all still feel young till we. So yeah, so what's been going on? Obviously rehab's going really well, working on my strength working on all my lifts into bed, so lifting your own weights and the techniques to actually direct lift yourself instead of using a sliding board. So just makes independence and transferring into different things a bit easier. So I've been transferring into cars. So since I was transferring into cars, we have already started doing my driving and stuff. So using not using pedals, but using hand shifters as your brake system and accelerator and indicators all in one. So obviously I don't live with really any anxiety in my life, probably more enthusiasm, which could be a hindrance too with the way that I did my transfer into the car that day. It was pretty shocking, but but we made it in there, and yeah, we drove around for a good hour, and yeah, it was so cool. It was just like how I am. I tend to talk to everyone, so we had the driving the trainer there, or the teacher, or the aide, and plus the person from Burwood Hospital, who looks after all the certification and everything there, so, and coordinates it all. So yeah, so that went really well, driving around different parts of sort of Burwood and Parklands. Yeah, so really cool to do that, because it just feels like, okay, a few more lessons and I'll get a leased car until I can get my car back home, and I just another thing I can do, and not just being cramped up inside or something like that. The more I can do, like, it's just gonna just reap so many rewards, and I'll be able to cruise out to the retreat, and they've got plenty of things that I can access there as well. Yeah, and like being in Christchurch, and I've been in many taxis and cruised around, and there's a lot of access and areas which are really great. Lot of open spaces, and everyone's very kind and generous and caring, which is really good. And I assume and Christchurch is probably different than a lot of places around New Zealand, because I've actually gone through a huge amount, whatever impacts or affects everyone, but towards that sort of real sensitive side to how we sort of look after each other, I think they probably are number one in New Zealand to deal with that, in the way that what they've been through, and how they share things and understand. So just doing a pressure release at the moment. I'm not trying to get close to you all. But yeah, so we've looking at all of that, getting out. My son Liam turns up on Friday, so a lot of anticipation probably since week one with that. Turning up with my ex-wife, who we broke up over mental health and everything. So something had to give there, and the marriage gave. And but over time we have healed a lot and found some forgiveness and everything, and we've kept our relationship and friendship's been intact. So that's good. So we can get on to the fact that be around each other and support things for our son and for my daughter Kyla later on down the track, hopefully. So yeah, that's yeah, like for him to turn up and for us to share and to sort of be there for each other, and just like have those first sort of moments together is going to be wonderful, and we'll just set the scene for the whole weekend, and my smile probably wouldn't be any bigger, couldn't get any bigger when I see him, and yeah, it's going to be a special moment, that's for sure. But I know how that feels anyway, because I've come back from a lot of places that have been pretty dark and pretty trying in my life, and so seeing him for many first times with that sort of stuff, or needing him in my life, has been a great thing to have. So yeah. What else? Just obviously still on a lot of pain relief. I was on antibiotics, but my wound seems to be healing now, which is great. But yeah, the pain is still there. My rods, I still feel my rods in my back, and still early days, right? And my ribs are still probably at about, I don't know, 60 to 70% in the pain threshold. So hopefully that'll abate over the next few weeks. But they are getting a good workout too, so like you do get in and get busy in your rehab, and it's at your pace, but you just got to let them know how things go. And obviously being on your medication helps that, but you don't really want to trouble those things, because they come back and bite you at some stage, and your energy levels go down and your pain goes up. And yeah, so yeah, so no, really good. And I had mum and dad here last weekend, which I couldn't ask for more, just in the way that obviously for mum to see how I was, and from her seeing how I have been to now looking like I was struggling, which I'm not. It's just finding new ways of doing things, and what works for me, especially getting up out of a bed or getting into a bed, and but soon it'll be chairs, seats and cars and everything else, so yeah, the future looks bright in a lot of things, and the silver lining is that well, not just that I'm alive, but there's just so much opportunities for me, and I find the silver lining everywhere, so it's, hey, we just need to look up and look at nature and smell the roses and just enjoy the sounds and everything around us, and yeah, treat ourselves to that little bit of simplicity that yeah, that sometimes life sort of takes us away from because we are too busy, so yeah, so as I've said, I live my life pretty simple and put myself first, and put all the other things in my life really centered around me, and keep them close, and I'm very strong about the way I feel about things. I'm very in control of my emotions, and feel really not just responsible but actually mature in the way I do things, and not saying that I wasn't before. It's just that a lot of the situations that you're in, and what you go through, yeah, it's, that's where the mental health is, where a lot of people, they blame the person and for the act and all of that stuff, when the person can't control a lot of those things. They're in a place that they can't do a lot with, and it's a very sad and very scary place for a lot of people, and at many points in people's lives, people go through it through different things. Some obviously go through it a little bit more elevated and extreme than others, based on what happens or what unfolds from that. We just can never know. So yeah, yeah, it's really good. So yeah, mum and dad, and just sharing with them, and just doing things with them, and being able to thank them for everything that they've done, and what they continue to do for me. They're amazing people, and they're still growing and learning, and it's not like they're undertaking a lot with me, that it's just probably the emotional side, but the connection between us is beautiful, and life couldn't be any better in those sort of ways, and Dad, you've been doing amazing, and the way that you're sharing and speaking and talking about yourself, and showing your heart. I couldn't be any more proud of you, and you guys getting around each other, and even like having your church group that really holds you together, and it allows you to actually just communicate, and it doesn't matter what you talk about, but it means that you're sharing things with people, and and that's what community and everything is all about. It's not really about the discussion that you have, because everyone tends to have their own values and beliefs and stuff, but if you can get outside that, you find the real wholesome sort of stuff, so yeah, so really, I'm doing really well. So I don't want to talk for too much. 15 minutes would be easily enough, and I need to move on to somewhere. So appreciate you listening. Yeah, I'll update you again. I'm looking at discharge date to be July 1st, so that might not work out with you and I, Freya, but I'd like to catch up with my cousins and stuff at another later date, which will be really cool. Yeah, nothing hurts them, to put things in the calendar and sort of make it happen, yeah, so opportunities are there. Yeah, feel free to contact me. Obviously, still talking on the phone, I'm very busy, so just try and connect whatever ways we can, and yeah, just be aware that I'm very busy and with my rehab, but also there's a lot of things still going on, and that presents myself like physically to do with my body, but all that stuff is still two thumbs up, and going really well, and I keep praying that it'll be that way, and bless you all, and thank you so much, and yeah, take care, keep looking after yourselves, looking after and appreciating those little ones around, and yeah, and yourselves, like life as it gets older as well, like there's still something so beautiful in there, even if we're struggling or going through something. It's if you can just breathe a little bit, you know, and just enjoy something that's really close and personal for you. So, yep, love you. Have to leave you, but there will always be another day. All the best, Emeny and Woods family. Yeah. Thank you very much, and thank you for all your love and support. You're very, very kind, and means a lot to me, you know. Thank you. All right, gotta leave. See you later.